Boys, what's good? I'm here with my boy Joey Max. I'm gonna put his shit right here.
What's up, man?
This is his. What you got right here? What you got?
You know, we just got a little Nissan 370Z on some Nismos.
Some chromed out Nismos.
You already know.
What's done to this bad boy?
Pretty much stock, test pipes, Y pipe, exhaust. We're getting her tuned on the 85 January 21st. But just a little fun daily.
Yeah, so this is my boy. I met him a while ago. He recently just started getting serious into the gym, and today's video is gonna be a little bit different. What do we focus on today?
I think we're focused on more of like bench, you know what I'm saying? So basically, me and Ross met, I wanna say, how long ago you think?
A couple years ago. We didn't start hanging out.
We started hanging out, I wanna say a couple months ago.
Nah, it was probably like 4 months ago.
Yeah, like 4 months ago. Then we started. I got into the gym, I wanna say 3 months ago. I slacked on the gym. Talked to Ross a lot about getting in the gym. He's like, bro, just do it. Started going to the gym. Then I'd be like, yo, you trying to lift? And he's kind of getting me more towards taking it serious.
Yep. So today's video is going to be kind of a 2-in-1 sort of deal. So we're going to focus on, I'm going to be teaching him how to properly bench to get his bench up. And obviously you guys can use this as an informational video. So any of you guys that are watching this that are wanting to get your bench up, and just some tips that I use to blow my bench up, and it really is everything I'm going to be saying in this video is universal. So you can adjust it to your body type, or if it doesn't work for you, you can try something else. So also, I'm thinking about doing a series with him. His PR right now on bench is 225 for 1 or 2, but we're going to try to get him to 315 in about 4 to 6 months. I think it's very possible. He's a bigger guy, as you guys can probably see. No, he has a bigger frame, and his 225 for 1 or 2 is kind of just off of pure strength. Like, he really doesn't have a lot of technique. I think we can fix that. So yeah, today's gonna be an informational bench video, how to get your bench up, things you can do to get your bench up, and then obviously some form things depending on your body style. All right, boys, we are now in the gym. As you can see, we're at the bench. I'm already had a 45 on there, but right now I'm gonna go through some stretches that I like to do to get me ready for bench. Really, I do like a full body circuit before I bench, and I just go super light and do a lot of reps. The reasoning is, if you do a lot of bench, you'll know that it's kind of a full body lift. It could be taxing on anything that you're using. So I'll go through and I'll do a couple, I'll do some tricep push downs, I'll do some chest flies, very, very light, and probably between the 15 to 20 rep mark, just because you're going super light. You just want to get blood flow in all of your muscles, get your joints warmed up. So right here I'm going to do a specific stretch that I like to do. This is going to warm up your entire shoulder, and all you need is 2.5s or 5s. That should be enough for you. And so yeah, I'm just gonna run through these real quick. First ones I'll do right here, just like this. You can go up against the wall if you want, and then you're just gonna hit this right here, just like that, and warm up your rotator cuff. Do 15 to 20 of those, and then you take them just like this and just go out as far as you can. Warm up your entire shoulder, and especially this one right here is very important, because if you do it, you'll feel all of the stretch right here, which if you know. So back to what I was saying after we were rudely interrupted by a dead battery. Brother. Business deals and stuff. So yeah, this stretch right here, very important. Really is gonna stretch out your chest fibers and stuff like that right here, which if you know, is the main reason why people tear their pecs, because when you're going down on bench and you're coming like this, all of that stretch is right here. So if you're going down especially slow, and this is not stretched, not blood flow or anything like that, you're easily going to injure yourself. So I like this one especially because it really stretches out the most important part of your chest. You'll feel it up here right by your armpit. And then we already went over this one, and then another one I like to do is really a full like rotator cuff. So you're gonna start, I have this in my left hand, I'm gonna start with it by my right hip, keep my arm straight, and I'm gonna come up diagonally like that. And you're gonna feel it all in your entire shoulder, rear delt, front delt, side delt, rotator cuff, all of that. And you're gonna feel it all there. That's another one I like to do. And then obviously, you'll do your regular stuff. You can do any sort of like tricep movement, single arm, both ways. And then obviously, like I said, I run through like some chest flies or, you know, some lat pull downs. Just do a full body. Legs isn't crazy, but it's also very important because if you're in a position on bench where you should be, your whole body should be tense. If your legs aren't warmed up, boom, there's a hamstring cramp in the middle of a rep, or, you know, a groin injury because you're stretching out too much and you're not really prepping your body for that. So yeah, those are stretches I like to do. And now we're gonna kind of get into the form side of things. Boom, right here. I know you guys see a lot of people do this, right? But you're probably wondering why. I know it's kind of self-explanatory, but some people don't know. When you're benching, I think it's very important, especially if you're wearing regular stuff like this, right? And you're using leg drive and benching the proper way, your back can easily slip on the bench and fall down towards this way, this part of the bench. So I like using a band or even like a yoga mat or something like that you can put on here where you're not gonna slip. It could be super dangerous. You know, let's just say you're going for a PR, which is heavy for you, obviously. Your back slips and boom, now you have, you know, 400 pounds sitting on top of your face, which is not very pleasing.
So I'm not gonna do right.
Hey, if Shane 280, Shane the lady. But yeah, so resistance band, yoga mat. I like to do a super thick one. So right off the bat, I like to kind of compare your bench to like a free throw in basketball or a penalty kick in soccer, whatever the fuck the case is. It should always be the same every single time. You should have a routine and a form. That way you know everything you're doing. Every time you go in for a set on bench, you do the same exact things. Nothing can be, there's no margin for error. So find a routine that you like. I'll kind of go through mine and I'll explain to you what I do and why I do it. And then you guys can kind of tailor it to yourself. And that's it. So first thing, obviously, check your weight. I've had times where I've sat down to do a 405 single and I've got 402 and a half on the bar. Not very optimal when unracking, especially if you don't have clips. So obviously right now I just have the bar. So I'm just gonna sit down, right? I'm gonna sit down. So I'm gonna find my feet placement. Biggest thing about feet placement, you wanna be in a position where it forces you to clench your ass cheeks. Okay? Know it sounds weird?
I'm going in the back. I just don't have time.
Yeah, bro, I got shit.
I just don't have time.
Yeah, bro, I got shit. Sorry, I got shit. So yeah, once you sit down, I like to establish my feet. And you're gonna wanna be in a position to where your whole body is tense. So I'm gonna establish how far back I can go with my feet pretty much, keep them even. And then I'm not gonna move my feet. I'm gonna go ahead and lay back. Find my grip. And once I find my hand placement, so now if I find my hand placement, I still haven't moved my feet yet. Right? My feet are still staying the same. So now I'm gonna sit the back of my shoulder blades on the bench. Right? And while I do that, I'm putting myself in a position to where my eyes are at the bar. Right? So now I'm almost set. The top half of my body is set. So boom, I got an arch in my back, my core is tight, and now I'm gonna move my feet. I'm only gonna inch my feet to where they sit flat. So now from here, all you're gonna wanna do, unrack it, keep it tight, and now, most important part, I'm gonna drive my elbows down tight with my core. So I'm gonna go down slow, but my elbows are not going like this. That's bad. You're asking for a shoulder tear, a chest tear, whatever. An easy tip for you guys: when you unrack the bar, look at my elbows. Watch them now. Just a quick change like that. Now they're forced to come down nice and tight instead of like this. I'm like this. Now I'm coming down flared. Tuck my elbows. Now I'm coming down tight. Boom. I'm tight. My elbows are tucked. Now from here, leg drive. This is very important. A lot of people, when they think about leg drive, they think about standing up on their tippy toes, which is completely wrong. You're just asking for your ass to come up off the bench. What you really want to think about is pushing your body back towards the bench. Not up, but back. So, I have the bar. I'm not going to get completely set up. But from here, right? Now, your feet should be planted into the ground. Your body should be planted into the bench. And now as I'm going to push, I'm going to act like I'm trying to do this. Think about doing that instead of thinking about doing this. All you're doing is bringing your ass up off the bench. And I see some people, look at my feet, some people are like this. That's terrible. Now, from here, I'm gonna be driving my heels into the ground and pushing back. But I'm still staying tight my entire body. So I'll show you guys a little couple reps. So now I showed you guys how I like to bench, the way you should do it for the most part, and you guys can take what I said, put it into your body style. Obviously, I may be a little bit bigger or a little bit smaller than other people. So yeah, it all depends on what your body type is and stuff like that, but that is the way you should properly bench, grip-wise, hand placement, your body, regardless of how your stance is, should be tense. And now I'm gonna go into a few things that can help you explode your bench. So number one, a bench variation that I like to do, I'm not a very big advocate for anything else bench variation wise except for this, Larson press, legs up. So the reason why this is gonna blow your bench up is because all you're using is your core and your upper body. As bad as that sounds, this right here has got me tremendously strong on other things besides bench as well. So as you can see, if you look at my legs are like this. You can have your heels on the ground, that's totally fine, as long as your legs are out of engagement with the bench. But now this is also gonna force you to keep your ass tense, because your legs are uninvolved. Your ass is on the bench, but your legs are uninvolved, right? So now this is gonna force you to have your foundation tense. My legs are off, and this is it right here. No legs, Larson bench. I like to do pause reps. Obviously you have to find your increments depending on your max. But yeah, legs up Larson press is definitely a bench variation that I recommend to blow your bench up. It just improves brute strength. And then another thing that I like to do, you have two halves of your bench, right? The first half is chest bounce is what people like to call it. And the second half is your lockout. Now I see a lot of people, and including myself, when I fail a bench, 9 times out of 10, it's my lockout. Which means what? My triceps are weaker than my chest, right? I can probably get 500 off my chest right now, but I can't lock out more than 455. Why is that? My triceps are weaker than my chest. So if that's the case, big thing right here, so boom, this grip right here will work, a straight bar or a V bar. I wouldn't really use anything else. I don't really like tricep rope extensions. I feel like they're too much of a hypertrophy exercise, if anything, really. But this right here, heavy push downs. Now I know it doesn't seem right because we're doing push downs, but if you really think about it, this is gonna help with your pressing, right? Because you're pressing, just not laying down on a bench. So overload these, do as much weight as you can. Obviously try and keep your form as optimal as possible, but the way I like to do them, so I got weight on the bar, I'm gonna pull it towards me first. Pull it towards me, and now I'm gonna press down and kind of bend over it a little bit, right? So now I'm keeping my elbows tucked, same as bench. Bring it up, push down. Bring it up, push down. This right here is going to explode your bench. I'm telling you right now, if you lack on your lockouts and your triceps, this right here, it's the only thing I would do to explode your bench, triceps wise. Obviously there's other things, but what I'm trying to say is this is what I've noticed that has got me the most progress. Chest wise, incline dumbbell, incline Smith machine, incline barbell is good as well, but if you're lacking in the chest bounce area, I would definitely say pec deck is not your best friend. Obviously I would still do pec deck to grow your chest and get a pump. Strength wise and chest bounce wise, incline dumbbell, incline Smith machine, your best friends. So yeah, that'll be for your lower half and your top half of bench. So right here, I got 225 on the bar, and I'm gonna go ahead and give you guys a representation of number one, everything we just talked about as far as form-wise goes, and then number two, I'm gonna do some Larson press with this stuff so you guys can kind of get an idea and just see it in action. I feel like, a lot of people gotta see it to learn it. So we'll show you guys the setup that I just went over, how I like to set up, and then also the Larson press. So I'll show you guys some few reps. Okay, step one, get my feet where I want them. Now I'm not gonna move my feet. Now I'm gonna go back into setting up the upper half of my body without moving your feet. Find your grip. I got my grip. Still not moving my feet. I'm gonna set back, make sure my hands are square, And now I'm gonna sit the back of my shoulders on the bench, and then I'm gonna get my feet in a position to where my ass is tense. And then from here, I'm good to go. Everything's in check, I checked off my list. Whole body is tense, I got an arch in my back, my core is tight, and now I'm gonna go through just 1 or 2 reps. So now, that was just a couple reps, regular benching. Now I'm gonna go into the Larson press aspect, which is the same exact thing, but at the end you'll see me, all I'm gonna do is remove my legs from the function. So, still set your feet up where you want them to be, because in order to get your upper body where you want it to be, your lower body has to be set. So I'm gonna do the same thing I did before, feet set, not moving my feet. Find your grip, come back, make sure my hands are even, make sure the bar is where it needs to be. And now I'm gonna sit the back of my shoulders on the bench, and boom. So now, at this point, whole body's tense, my ass is tense, and now I'm not gonna remove my legs from the equation until I have the bar unracked. Okay, bar's unracked. Now all I'm gonna do, look at my feet, just like that. Upper body is still set, and now I'm just gonna go through a couple reps. As you can see, it's all upper body, no lower body, so that's how you do Larson press. What up, boys? I'm just sitting here finishing up editing the video, and I just wanted to say, I know this video was a little bit long, but I wanted to give you guys just more of like a uncut, like raw video, and I feel like everything that I said in the video was, people need to hear that stuff. I wish it was stuff that I heard in the beginning. I wish I had a video like this that told me this stuff. But yeah, I know it was a long video, but I wanted to go really in depth with you guys and give you guys a lot, like, you know, everything you guys are gonna need. And then I went ahead and also showed you guys how to Larson press and why I like the Larson press and stuff like that. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this sort of content. I hope this helps you get your bench up. If it does, leave it in the comments. This is all stuff that's gonna blow your bench up. If you go on my TikTok and Instagram, you can see that it did the same for me. But yeah, I love you boys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Peace.